The Lion King live-action remake was announced earlier this year, and it instantly captured millions of fans of the original film. I mean, come on, it's the goddamn Lion King. Disney knew exactly what they were doing with this one, taking the director of the live-action remake of The Jungle Book and smothering the 1994 Disney classic with a big realism paint bucket. This movie is about 38% of the original, from its similar shots to the basic narrative to the knock your socks off score by the myth, the man, Hans Zimmer. So let's hit the basics. This is The Lion King that everyone knows and loves, but besides the plot that you're familiar with by this point, the film is a shell of the original. But you gotta give it credit for trying to best its older brother. Hell, any movie trying to be just like its original source material is a bold move, but this is a different beast entirely. This is The Lion King. From a critical eye, it was almost always destined to fail. But don't misconstrue that statement. I'm frankly convinced that this movie will make Disney millions. Seems like they have enough money that they shouldn't have to worry about copyright claiming my videos. So let's start with the good, or in this case, the fantastic. This movie has been painstakingly crafted and curated to look like real living landscapes, and the environments can appear as lush or as barren as it desires, depending on the scene. These backdrops to the scenes and events are absolutely nothing short of breathtaking. The ants crawl through the dirt and move little pebbles along the ground. Rain drips and trickles down from the edges of Pride Rock, and the animals leave tracks in the dirt and shape the world that they inhabit. The best example of this are the wildebeest racing through the canyon in the first act of the movie. This is truly a beautiful world to feast your eyes on through the entirety of the runtime, and it really gives a great bit of merit to the new art style, and it almost makes this remake worth viewing at least once. In terms of the voice acting, which is the basis of the film's acting, obviously, James Earl Jones and Seth Rogen absolutely kill their respective roles as Mufasa and Pumbaa. There's nothing else to say about James Earl Jones other than he is a true cinema legend. Does a little character like Darth Vader ring a bell? As well as Rogen, who was born to play Pumbaa. We'll get to the rest of the cast a little later. The original score by Hans Zimmer gives me goosebumps every time I hear it, from The Circle of Life to I Just Can't Wait to Be King. The magic of this score brings me way back, and really has proven to stand the test of time. I wasn't sure I wanted to see this remake, mostly because I don't appreciate how Disney is cashing in on nostalgia of millions of lifelong, die-hard fans of their movies, and I frankly find it kind of scummy. But they got me. While waiting for Spider-Man Far From Home and Godzilla King of the Monsters to start, they got me with that one trailer. Just play The Circle of Life and show a video of a person eating a watermelon. I don't care. I'll pay money to see it. That score is legendary. Does anyone know where I can get the vinyl? The most standout part of this film, by far, was just being in this world again. Experiencing the heart, the tragedy, and the great circle of life once more. This is a wonderful place to be in for just 2 hours of your day, and is very intoxicating. Remembering the joy of seeing these characters for the first time and recalling how I fell in love with this movie on VCR when I was a little boy, it was a fantastic feeling, and exactly the feeling that the executives at Disney were shooting for. Conversely, this is the last movie to be referred to as an original creation. The classic 1994 Lion King was hardly even original, being a loose adaptation of Shakespeare's play Hamlet. This remake adds absolutely nothing to the original story, no extra characters or plot points, no twists and turns, no differences of any kind whatsoever. Needless to say, if you didn't like the movie in 1994, you sure as hell won't like this rendition of the Disney classic. This movie adds popular, modern voice actors and one new track to modernize the film just a bit, but in my opinion, there's completely no reason for the attempted hip and new twists on these characters or music. It's a bit jarring to hear Beyonce as Nala and Donald Glover as grown-up Simba. It was just another reason for Disney to draw fans of these actors to the film. I swear that the marketing team really knew what the hell they were doing. The Lion King is as timeless as any story can be, and that's not really an easy title to achieve. Modernization is entirely not needed for a legend such as this. The art style, while stunning, does have its drawbacks. Because this is an adaptation of a 2D animated movie, the characters' emotions and facial expressions are not shown off at all as a result of the lifelike style. I feel the movie really suffered in that sense, and it misses the mark by 5 miles, I swear. I miss seeing the gut-wrenching disbelief on Simba's face when discovering his father was really dead, Timon and Pumbaa's over-the-top expressions when they argue and bicker, or Scar's classic villainy looks he gives so frequently. These emotions can be shown in other forms of animation such as 3D as well as 2D. Seriously, just look at Toy Story or How to Train Your Dragon. It's purely the commitment to the realistic art style that holds the film back in this aspect. Basically, to wrap this quick review up, The Lion King is a fun and enjoyable time, but the extent of the enjoyment hangs on one single thing. If you want to see the original in a new style and hear different modern actors voice these beloved characters, and you don't happen to care for anything different than that classic story, you'll love this movie. If, however, you thought that after 25 years that Disney might switch it up and twist the narrative a little bit to make the experience a bit more distinct, you'll easily be disappointed. Know that when you go into the film, you'll be sitting in a theater for an extra 30 minutes than in 1994, and the movie is a shot-for-shot retelling of the classic Lion King, and I can't stress this enough, shot for shot. If you're okay with that, and you want to see this new art style at work on the big screen, enjoy it, and don't let anyone take that away from you. This has been the Heroes Advisor review of The Lion King 2019. Stay tuned for more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next video.